guys, welcome to the mobile bar pricing explanation video. I've had a lot of people that have downloaded the spreadsheet and were wondering how to actually use it. So this video will go into detail on how that works. So once you download it, it'll come in either an Excel format or the Google Sheets format, and this is what you'll see on page 1. So noticing right here, I'm sharing my screen. You should be able to see what I do. It's going to say mobile bar pricing. The first column will be the number of people over 21. I do that for the reason that I don't want to charge for kids and for people that aren't going to be enjoying the services that I provide. So if somebody says they're planning on a 150 person guest count, sometimes they'll know that they might only have 125 people that are drinking. So for this example, we'll do that. We'll say 125 people, and I'll just put that number right in there. I'll ask them how long the party is going to go for. Now, I don't know if you've noticed this, but as soon as we put in the number of people, we saw some numbers change down in this area. Don't worry about that right now. We'll go into that in a little bit. I asked them how many hours are we planning on having the reception? And they would tell me whatever it is. Usually it's between 4 and 5. So for this example, let's just say it's 5 hours. I put that in. That's going to give us automatically how many anticipated drinks. For anyone that's been doing this for any length of time, you know that usually within the first hour, everybody that's drinking is going to go through about 2 drinks. Not because they're drinking them, but because they're talking, they're walking around, they're sitting the drinks down and losing them. So they do 2 drinks per hour for the first hour, and then they do 1 drink additional hours. That's how we come up with our anticipated drink total. From this one, this is the miles from location. I personally charge already based into my fee a $50, or not a $50, a 50-mile radius from my central location, and then I charge $1 per mile after that. I put in the number of miles from my house to their location here, and that'll automatically do the math to charge $1 per mile after that initial 50 miles. So we can see that on the mileage line right here, it says $1 per mile at 0. So when we go into it, let's say the venue is 75 miles from my house. We'll see that there's a $25 fee that populates here already. Over here, we'll see that there's an option to pick any or all. What this is what you will be serving. Are you going to have beer, wine, mixed drinks, or are they light drinkers? The light drinkers category will reduce the amount of total drinks. So we can see here we thought 750. Once we click light drinkers, that drops it down by 25%. Beer, wine, mixed. If we only select one of these, it'll show it's only 100% only that. So if you're doing beer and you have regular drinkers, you're going to be expecting to pour 750 beers for 125 people over a 5-hour party. If you are doing wine, now it changes to a 60-40 split. Beer would be the 60%, 40% wine. If you add mixed drinks, it goes to a 50-30-20 split. That's 50% of the drinks that you make will be mixed drinks. 30% will be beer, 20% wine. These calculations come from all across the internet. I did a lot of research trying to figure out what's the most common. This is what I came up with. The same function for the rest of the sheet works if they're light drinkers. It'll still reduce. As you've seen, all the numbers will change. For this example, I'm just going to keep it regular. On this one, you can only pick one of these options. Beer and wine only, 1 specialty drink, 2 specialty drinks, or 3 specialty drinks. For me personally, I pay my bartenders $25 an hour for beer and wine service up to 1 specialty drink. Anything over that, for 2 specialty drinks, I pay $35 an hour. And for 3 or more, I pay $50 an hour. Now, you might not pay what I pay, but for me, that's what I do. If you want to change that, located in this area, I will show you. It's a little secret. We will show ribbon. These options in here are hidden. We can change the font color back to black. And if you ever want to get in here to work to change your numbers, they're hidden right there. So this is $25 per hour for beer and wine. Maybe you want to do 15. Just change this number to 15. If you charge a different amount for 1 specialty drink, 2 specialty drinks, or 3, just change those numbers accordingly to whatever you do. The rest of it, try not to mess with because it'll affect the rest of the formulas that feed off of that information. I keep it white so it's behind and it's out of the way. Coming over here, the first one we see is my bar trailer rental. So for me, bar is $750 for the event. I charge $500 for my satellite bar. You might not charge that. You might have a completely different amount. Maybe somewhere in the United States, you might be getting $2,000. Okay, so if that's the case, just click it and change it to whatever your rate is. I charge $750. So for me, I keep mine at $750. For my satellite bar, I charge $500. And for my setup and delivery fee, I charge $50. Our work is, we should be able to get paid for what we do. And that's what I charge. If I would like to apply these, I would go ahead and click the box. It adds in whatever that amount is. If I have the satellite bar, I add that one as well. So for a larger event where maybe I'll use both, I'll click both. If there's an event that I'm using the venues bars, maybe I'll just charge the setup and delivery fee for my setup fee. Mileage is applicable. It's going to fill in regardless. It doesn't give you the option to not have it. If I'm traveling, it's showing up. I include a $50 general liability and liquor liability insurance for the event. I'm covered monthly, but this covers everything else. It shows them, and I can recoup a little bit of my cost. The bartender fee. Now, this bartender fee line has a lot of information, but it only works if we select one of these. So for this example, let's say they're going to be doing 2 specialty drinks. That now populates the amount. This will add the amount to the line. It is telling us that for this event, you should have 2 bartenders, which is 1 bartender per 75 people. 2 bartenders at 5 hours at this $35 rate will give you $350. Automatically fills it in. A bar back, you could select this. There's not enough people to justify a bar back, so it's not populating any number. I have 1 bar back per 150 people. If you'd like to change this, if you try to go into this and understand the formula, definitely go ahead and change it. Or I can show you a way to add it in manually. You can just email me. It's just a matter of adding $25 an hour times 5, getting your number. I can show you how to change that if you'd like. A generator fee, I charge $100. If they don't have power, that's the fee. Going really quickly down these, ice, this is your amount, 1.5 pounds per person, averaged out for what the number you have at 20 cents per pound, which is my going rate here. That gives us our price. Sodas the same way. You're going to average 60 cans for 125 people. which is the average of 48 cans per 100 guests. All of this information I found online, so I was able to complete it. This is your non-alcoholic drinks, your tea, lemonade, those things that you can buy for a gallon at Walmart. This is saying we're going to need 5 gallons. If we were doing it at $4 per gallon, you have $20. Mixers, they're about $4 per 34 ounce mix. For this job, for what we're going to be doing, you can see it shows 34 bottles to be determined by event needs. If you are building a orange crush, you're not going to be charging for grenadine. So I don't have it on there specifically. You can go by whatever you need there. This changes. If you watch, you click off the mixed, it goes to 0 because you're no longer mixing drinks. So the mixer fee. Juice. What this is the average juice consumption for an event like this is 0.384 ounces per hour per person. That would equal to 240 ounces of either orange juice, pineapple juice, cranberry juice, whatever you need. That's going to average to about $17 when you buy it out. Cups. I use a 9 ounce and a 12 ounce cup. Judging by your anticipated drink count, that's showing that 750 drinks. If you click light drinkers, that changes. Now we're looking at 563. Off the going rate that I have, that'll be $29 or $38 depending. Napkins, stir sticks, very similar. They come in boxes. This is showing you're going to need about 1,500 stir sticks because we all know we throw a few in a drink. We don't always do one. Sometimes they drop on the floor, so this adds a few extra. This is showing, a couple napkins per drink. Maybe you put 1 down, maybe you put 2 down. You're going to have room for error. That shows your pricing. Water, I don't know about you, but I always like to have at least 1 bottle of water per person. I usually get the 40 packs from Walmart. That's the price for that. Fruit consumption, garnishes, your oranges, limes, lemons. When you add it all up for an event, you're usually going to be averaging about $1.82 per person for fruit. Fruit is one of the most expensive things in my area. I don't know if it is in yours, but I charge for it, and that's going to be $228. Now, once we get down here, full price. This is everything that we added. Let's add a bar. Let's say the satellite bar. For 125 people for 5 hours, a little bit farther from my location, supplying all of these things, we're at about $1,550. And that's what I'm going to sell to the customer. Now, I personally have a discount on my website that if they book for this year, I will apply a $200 discount. If you click this box, $200 appears, and it changes the full price up $200. That shows I'm still charging my $1,500, but when I talk to my customer, I'm going to say that that's a $1,750 job, because it is. But I still want, if they didn't get the coupon, that it still shows the same amount. I want them to still have a great deal. This is just an advertising perk. $1,550 is my choice, or my charge. You can see it broke down here. There's no fluff. It's what it is. The pricing is very real. I do a deposit to hold the day. If you have under 100 people, I do $200. If you have over 100 people, it's $500. You can see if you change this, let's just say we change it to 90. You can see all the numbers change to represent that, and you see the deposit drop. Some places prefer a per person rate to understand what they're charging. That's this number here. Over here, these few little numbers don't seem like much, but I will explain them later. Just leave them be. They're in the background working. You can change them to white if you don't want to see them. Page 2, you're going to see this drink convert screen. What this is you can put in any mix that you want for whatever drink you're making. For me, I put in an orange crush, and I put in this special drink that we do that's called a strawberry pina colada margarita. You put in the breakdown, and it'll automatically tell you if you were trying to fill a can with that drink, if you were trying to fill a bottle. A standard mixer bottle off of Amazon is 34 ounces. So if you were mixing up a pre-made, so you didn't have to mix every drink, you could get 12 ounces of orange juice, 12 ounces of vodka, and you could make your whole drink in one mixer bottle. This will be for a handle, a gallon, a 3-gallon, and a 5-gallon. Me personally, I use the 3 gallons, and I'll pre-make it. That way I'm only pouring right into the cup and shaking and garnishing, and I can get my drinks out a lot faster. This is the same thing down here. You can copy and paste this, and it'll work fine. Now, the last page, if you bought the sheet first, you probably don't have this page yet. I'm going to be uploading it. If you want it, I will email it to you. It's called Liquor Convert. What a Liquor Convert page does is we're going to take everything that you put in up here, however many drinks that we anticipated, 540, is going to be split different ways depending on what you put here. On the Liquor Convert page, we have all of the standard sizing for a regular bottle of alcohol, a handle, your homebrew keg, your sixtel, your short quarter keg, slim quarter keg, half barrel keg, your boxed wine, which is a standard 5 liter. There are 3 liters, so make sure you watch that, and a 24 case of beer. All of these sizes broke down in different options. So option 1 would be mixed or wine or beer. That's one of these. If you're trying to make 540 anticipated drinks, that's going to mean that, you can just slide this over a little bit, you're going to need 42 bottles of liquor or 18 handles, 108 bottles of wine or 16 boxes, 23 cases of beer or 10 sixtels, 4 kegs. It'll spell it out for you. So if you're doing a beer-only event, like we had already worked out on this page, then you can see what you need. We can change this to back to 125 like we had. 750, we go back to the Liquor Convert, and now look, 750. It's all integrated. The first pricing page, or this is from the first amount from option 2. So your most popular, if you're going to have more mixed or you're going to have more beer drinkers, use this one. Your second option is usually going to be your wine or your beer. Use this one. And this splits down that 750. So now you have 450 on your first amount, 300 on your second amount. So pick. I'm going to do liquor and beer. So I'm going to want 35 bottles of liquor. I'm going to move that over so we can have the R. You're going to have to move these around, I'm sure, too. Or 15 bottles. I'm going to go down to the second option and go, okay, and I need 13 cases of beer. And that'll give me my combined 750 drinks. You can go down, and this will give you your total. This is all 3 options. Option 1, I would do the mixed. Option 2 is usually going to be your beer, and option 3 is usually going to be your wine. They do it, it's called a 50, 30, 20 split. 50%, 30%, 20%. And that's your amounts. I hope you find this useful. I hope that you will be able to build your business. If you find value in this, I spent a lot of time trying to get all these numbers correct, trying to make sure I knew how many of each was going to be in it. Help me out. Help me help you. If you find value in it, consider throwing me a couple extra bucks on the pay. Buy it again for another computer and change the amount to whatever. I have it open for donations. So as long as you put a number in there, I get it. And I appreciate everything y'all are doing. I hope this helps. If you have any questions or if you want something else, maybe a specific sheet made, I'm pretty good at Excel, and I wouldn't mind making it for you. Thanks, guys. I hope this works out great. Contact me at servedelmarva.com or my Facebook at Facebook /ServeDelmar.